Hello everybody, welcome back to the Mystic Hawk YouTube channel. My name is Marty and I am the mouthpiece for the Mystic Hawk Collective. I hope everybody can hear me. So I'm out in the woods again at work in a beautiful spot. I've got the sage going, not only to clear the space, but to keep the mosquitoes off of me. It is the time of year, so this is not only good for repelling spirits, it repels mosquitoes as well. Wonderful. So yes, welcome. I am going to be doing readings. I do still do personal readings. However, keep in mind I won't be pulling from the tarot. I use what I'm going to be using today is medicine cards and the crystal, this wonderful crystal deck. It has all the different minerals and crystals in it and lots of advice on the back of the card. I really love these. I'm sticking with everything Mother Nature right now. I don't know if you've seen any of my other videos, but I'll briefly explain to you that I have been instructed by my guides, because just for me, I'm not, whatever anybody else does is what they do, but for me, I've been instructed by my guides not to use the tarot cards at this current time, because the symbols in the tarot, especially the ones like the Rider-Waite and all the very traditional ones, they're highly charged right now, and usually tarot cards are neutral, but right now they're being particularly charged. So let's say by less positive forces. The dark side, maybe. You know what I'm saying? They're just being charged up, so be aware of that. There's certain symbols in each and every card that are actually certain people, okay? I can't say it. I can't on YouTube. Just be careful. But I didn't want to completely quit doing the readings. That would defeat the purpose. Yes, I needed a bit of a break. I needed a bit of time to readjust and retool. But I figured out a way outside of the box to still bring readings to you guys. So I'm so glad to be back and be talking to you. And of course, you'll still get the channeled information, which is pretty much what you got from reading the cards. I just went along with the pictures I saw, and then it came off the top of my head. I want to introduce you to one of the wonderful little crystals that I found on my dig. This is a nice little Isis crystal, Isis spirit crystal. The spirit crystals, I don't know if you can see the little baby crystal. See those little bumps? Might be too close. See if I can get it to focus. Doing my best. Anyway, and also this is not just an Isis spirit crystal, but if you can see the little inclusion on the inside, that's what I call a Patronus crystal. It's not quite a phantom, but I really feel like this is a spirit protector crystal, and I'm going to get a pendant made out of it and wear it, or make a pendant myself. So I'm going to turn this into a pendant, and unfortunately I haven't been able to go back to Hot Springs and to dig some more crystals, because first my truck broke down and then we went into a shutdown the minute my truck got back on the road. That was frustrating because I was so looking forward. Excuse my coughing, it's the sage. Anyway, I was so looking forward to getting more crystals, but I will very soon. And some of the crystals and the power jewelry that I'm going to be making is going to be for sale. So yay! Okay. Let's see, anything else I want to talk about? Just a really quick recap about how to deal with your future self. I'm going to say, people, if you can develop a relationship with your future self, believe me, you can save your own ass so many times coming up, because the energies that we're coming into now, you really have to intuitively navigate them. And if you have a connection to your future self who has already been there, done that kind of stuff, as we say, well, can you imagine if you could tell your past self, hey, don't do that, or hey, you should go buy that lottery ticket with those numbers today instead of blowing it off? Probably nothing like that. It's just a big overblown example. But if you could do something, you may not be able to change your past, but actually you can, but we won't go that deep right now. But anyway, let's just say that your future self can influence you and be able to give you messages. But the problem is that it's not that your future isn't talking to you, is that you've got to learn to listen to how your future self talks to you by first being the future, okay? Being in the present moment and becoming your own future self. So go back and talk to your past. So I talked about that a lot more in depth in another video. I'll go into it more if you would like for me to, but basically you go back about a year to all the turning point moments, or even further back if you want, and just start talking to yourself. Okay, you may not have listened to yourself. Don't get frustrated, don't judge, don't hate on yourself. Now, the first thing you really have to do that I didn't cover in the last video is to reach out to your highest potential future self. And a lot of you may want to say, the one with the big house and the big car. Oh no, that's not your happiest self. I'm talking about your happiest self, the one that is well-being. That might be for a few of you, and that's good. That's all good. But really, those things, the material abundance actually would come a lot easier if that's something you choose to have. Once you get to that place, will flow to you so much easier if you're in a place of being well balanced, very centered, in your 0 point energy, in your space of being able to listen to your future self. Because remember, your future self is also asking for its higher future, and eventually you make it all the way to your higher self. So that's how, through this chain to these future selves, you can actually have a direct connection to your higher self. A lot of people say it's that way. Well, yes, it is, but I also see it's easier for some people to do it through time, if you're so inclined to do that, and you work through your own timeline. You change your own timeline by having conversations with your future self that gives you nudges to do this or that. And trust me, I had an incident just not too long ago. Hey, you need to look into something, you need to try something, and come to find out, oh yes, that didn't work. I wouldn't have gotten to participate in something I really wanted to do had I not listened and followed through with the instructions. Oh, that didn't work. I have to talk to people, have to find another way around, another solution. And I'm so very glad. There's many, many times where I did listen to my future self. Now, before I won't go too much longer into this, but what I do want to tell you guys, once you practice it for a month, it doesn't have to be that far out. Once you keep talking to your past self, you'll start hearing your future for a week ahead, a month ahead, however far. So you'll start getting little nudges. So just play with it, give it a try. So okay, that's that. I know I ran through that real fast. You may have to go back and listen to it, skip ahead, whatever you need to do if you don't want to hear about it, but that is one of the keys that you're going to need. Remember, I told you, I'm not just... Hello, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome back. Look at here. I'm not in the woods anymore. What happened? Well, I got chased inside. We're back home to my studio. And guess what's happening? We got a little bit of a storm going on to keep us company. A little cleansing of the energies, a little charging of the air, And how it goes, those storms out there. They've been kind of fun, very interesting lately, haven't they? So we have that as, I love this cool breeze coming in. It's got a little warm today. So, there it is. There's your reading. Okay, goodbye. No, I was listening to the rain, listening to the storm. See the biggest part of the energy. I've been listening to all the animals and all the creatures and everything. But really, really the storm for you guys is what's talking, not so much any of the animals or nature. And, it's a very, and most of it is already rolled by. So what I'm feeling about this is that most powerful part of the storm is rolled by, and this is how it's dissipating, calming down, moving on and cleansing the ground. But now we're going to have our nice, slow, steady rain. The lightning and the thunder are moving off to the east now, and it's calming down and getting quieter after a big ruckus. Let me tell you what, Scorpio had the fun reading. Wow, so this is the Storm Club, the last 5 signs that I'm doing. We had to come inside, and you are the riders on the storm. All right, so we're gonna start out with the dog. Now, by the way, this is a nature spirit reading, not a tarot reading. I'm not reading tarot right now. Don't know if how long it'll be before I pick them up again. My higher self let me know. So, dog. Okay, that's loyalty, integrity. You know where you put your loyalties. You know where they lie. The dog is very loyal to the owner, very loyal to its master. If you want to say that, I don't know. Do you ever feel like you don't really own the animals, they own you? But it's also talking about being loyal to yourself, being true and telling the truth, being true to others. And it says to bolster your integrity. But, really the dog is loyal, loyal to the mission, perhaps to a fault. I'm hearing for some of you, just push, just being so loyal to the mission. You have to look up every once in a while, and that's what the squirrel is saying. You got to look up in the tree, see what the squirrel is doing, because the squirrel's always busy up and down off the ground. And what is it doing? He's gathering his energy, he's gathering his power, he's gathering resources, information, friends, family. He's very much the collector of things. So little squirrel is very opposite of the way I had the camera out in the woods. Of course, it made everything backwards there. So the squirrel is about gathering your energy, and here you are now in your present mode is you're gathering information. That's what I'm really feeling. Gathering resources, money, food, time, your toilet paper. Toilet paper. Gathering all this stuff up for future use. So it's about gathering your energy, your time. And it's also talking about using your time and energy properly, not scattering it. And certainly don't waste a lot of energy on negativity. Because that's a tremendous waste of time and energy. It's very, very draining. And from that, you'll gain the rewards, because when it's cold and dark outside, you'll have your nice little stash of nuts and acorns like the squirrel has. So the squirrel is pretty erratic, here, there, and everywhere. But even though maybe to the outside eye, you seem like you're all over the place, there really is a genius plan in all this erratic energy. Okay? And the next medicine card that we have for Sag, Sun, Moon, and Rising is the rabbit. Now, the rabbit often represents fear. And there's a long story behind it, and I won't go into that. But basically, rabbit was pretty badass at one time. But he kind of crossed one of the deities. And so one of the deities decided to make him the fearful little rabbit. So I'll stop there, because I don't want to go in the story, because remember, it said don't be negative, so I won't go there. But all right already. So the rabbit is about fear. Of course, what would the rabbit be doing with all the thunder and lightning? Well, like most animals do, they hide from it so they don't get electrocuted. But it would be hiding in its den from fear. What it's saying is you really need to banish fear. Especially fear that's caused a stagnation in your life. What are you afraid of? I know a lot of us are afraid of what's going to happen in the world. There's so many changes, so many things, that you once depended on. All this, the normalcy of life is gone. And of course, it brings up a whole lot of fear. How am I going to live in the future? What's going to be different? If I choose this way, how do I know that it's going to work? Because there's the fear of I'm really hearing fear of the unknown, of fear of repetition, going back. What I hear is fear of poverty consciousness, going into that lack mentality. That will take you down into a bad place. Let me get back. I'm hot. It's hot in here. Anyway, but really, the rabbit is talking about listen to your heart. That is a place where fear does not live, within the heart. So if you can make a connection in your heart space, you can get above and banish the fear of whatever situation is coming up. because you're prepared and you're loyal to your plan and you have worked very, very hard. So why are you afraid? Okay, there we go. Moving on. Moving on. And so your stone, oh, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Sorry about my dirty hands. Okay, I apologize. I've been working outside at the same time. So anyway, Headnight. What it is a variety of spotomoon. Headnight's green aura emanates from the emanates the warm fuzzies. If you tap into the stone's frequency and feel the buzz, you must have a big heart. So use it. Use that big heart of yours. What's this say? Who needs it? French existentialists, future trippers, and bad romantics. Wow. Okay. Where to put it? Headnight, like its cuddly pink cousin, Kunzite, should be aimed at the heart. So this is to help with the heart chakra. When you find yourself, okay, and when to use it, it says when you find yourself stuck in the past or too focused on the future. So instead of being in the squirrel position, you're too focused on being the dog or the rabbit, okay? So got to be careful with that. Focused on the past, either too much in the past or future. You know, if you got one foot in the past and the other foot in the future, you're pissing on the present. Oh, shit. Okay. So, Headnight is down to make the most of every moment. If you're in a rut, call on Headnight to help you love your way out of it. So the way out of it is love. Claim your happy place. Claim your happy place, Sag. Oh, claim your happy place. What's wrong with that? Ain't no wrong. Nothing wrong, you know. Yeah, I know it's not so easy when we're stressed, but you know, don't let the fear take over you. Claim your happy place. All right, the next one is cool. It's a Herkimer diamond. Looky. Those are from upstate New York. Herkimer diamonds are not, in fact, diamonds. No, they're actually quartz crystals. They're the more attainable, extra hard, clear quartz crystal. Actually, let me tell you what Herkimer diamonds are, because I love studying quartz. This is a double terminated. They're grown in Herkimer County, New York. This is where they're found in the Mohawk Valley. So, there you go. They're double terminated. I already told y'all that. I don't have to read this. I know about Herkimer diamonds. So, double terminated means that they can send energy in both directions. And they're really nice, very powerful healing crystals. Who needs it? Reiki masters, travelers on the spiritual path, highly sensitive people. So a little bit of Headnight and a Herkimer diamond might help you get through this process. Let's see. Where to put it in the spaces where you want the zone is sacred. So put it in your sacred space, your altar, even when you sleep, whatever you call sacred space. That's where these go. When to use it? When you're reaching for a clearer than ever. When you're reaching for clearer than ever through spirituality, therapy, healing work, brush off those unwanted vibes with the Herkimer diamond. So it really clarifies some unwanted vibes, and it can also really make things clear if you want some clarity. And definitely the rabbit is not clear. When you're in fear, it's not clear. So it means to power wash your energy. So get the power wash out and clear up that energy. So we have dog, squirrel, and rabbit. And the rain is calming down. You hear that? Hear that? See, it just moved out. See? Wow, I just felt the transition happen right through this reading. Congratulations. You got it. It's very cooling. It cools everything down. Nothing to fear but fear itself. There you go, Sag. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Liking, sharing, subscribing, all that. Give me a thumbs up. Appreciate it. And if you're interested in reading the information down below. Otherwise, you have a wonderful, beautiful, sacred May 2020. All right. Thank you. See you later.